Hey, there she is.
There she is.
What's up, you? What you got going on?
You're six
Happy?
twelve.
Huh?
6'12" you called right on the spot.
You said somewhere between 6 and
Oh, you did
6:30.
good. I'm proud of you. I'm
You
proud of
know.
you.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, my friend.
Happy St. Patrick's Day to you,
Happy
even though St. Patrick wasn't Italian. Go ahead.
was he?
He was Italian. Come on.
I don't know. I
Come
don't.
on.
I don't believe. I don't follow any of that. I uh. I I just like to call it one of the amateur nights where
Oh, it is. Right. It's like New
where
Year's.
where us skilled adults, us seasoned drinkers, do not go out on a
Right.
night like this. Now,
No, season drinkers do podcasts.
right, we just drink on a podcast,
Right.
or just decide to go out drinking and get shit faced on a Wednesday, just a random Wednesday, doesn't not a calendar designated, like New Year's Eve amateur night. St. Patrick's
Right.
Day, amateur night. Cinco de Mayo, amateur night. It's when all the rubes come out and
New
think
Year's amateur night.
and
Yeah.
and puke all over themselves because they don't know
Right.
how to handle themselves. So that you steer
Right.
clear of those nights because they only result in trouble and fights and whatever else. But to more prove my point that it's amateur night, I see Billy Fives was posting that he was out doing his wearing
He's a
green and
fucking amateur.
drinking beer, right? Like a total fucking
Right. Like
amateur.
it's his first time drinking.
Right,
First St. Patty's Day.
right off the bus, acting a fool. But
Right.
I will say I'm sitting here with my green Flanagan's cup, so I'm in the
Right.
spirits. I've got
Okay.
speaking of spirits, I got a few lined up for our podcasting experience here. So
Right.
I switched to I switched I was see here's the whole thing. I was gonna go buy some new drinks,
Right.
because I was kind of tired of the selection I had. I didn't like them for like having to bang shots before podcast. So
Right.
I was like thinking, oh, I'll get some Fireball. That's appropriate for that. I wanted to try this peanut flavored screwball drink. That seems to be it's a whiskey that
Yeah.
I think
It's a. You like it? Have you had it
I haven't
yet?
tried it. I'm curious because
Oh, it's good.
it's like one of those ones that like it sounds like it's fun to mix with other things. So I was gonna go do that, and
Burn a little bit.
I was gonna do it, and then I'm like, nope, it's amateur night. I'm not going to a liquor store on St. Patrick's Day. I'm not that guy. So I'll go some other day and get that stuff. So I got my mango vodkas, which I'm gonna do a shot right now while you pick up the slack and talk.
I was gonna take a shot of my. I'm gonna finish off my black rum because I'm gonna have to go buy some other stuff here. So let me.
Uh,
Cheers.
yeah, I did one. These are atrocious. I'm really just doing these to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Like I can't dump this stuff. It's just not. It just wouldn't be right. But at the same
Right.
time, it's not that good. And I'm like, ugh. I'm like just having to fucking power through it. So I got another. These are both the mango vodka. I don't taste mango.
Right.
I don't know what I
All right. We're
taste.
going for two.
Yeah,
Are we
yeah,
going
yeah.
for two? All right.
Ein Swine. I don't know German. All right, go.
It's
Uh,
burning the chest cavity. It's burning.
those are the shits. I'll tell you this. I'm definitely going tomorrow to get something else, or maybe Saturday I will go out and get it.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna
Ugh.
gonna buy some more too.
And then I got some Tito's and Diet Dr Pepper here that I will
Yeah.
I will bring along with me through the first half of this podcast.
Yeah. I don't have Diet Dr Pepper. It's actually regular because.
I listened to our last podcast again because I was
Right.
like I had this weird feeling that we were pushing Tomato Gate and then we were talking about Tomato Gate and that we didn't put enough emphasis on the fact that people were throwing tomatoes at you during your wrestling match. I feel like we kind of almost glossed over it. That people were throwing ripe at least they were ripe. They weren't rotten. But like that they like literally were getting tomatoes thrown at you. I just feel like we kind of glossed over that fact, and more got into the
Did
fact
we?
more got into the fact that it was a gateway food for the bologna and the hot dogs. And then
It was, yeah.
and we rushed that along just to get to the fact that you ate a excuse me, a sub that someone
tuna
threw
sandwich.
at you, which was funny. It's very funny, but and again, it makes sense in hindsight because you were like someone threw a sub in the ring, and you caught it and started eating it. And I had asked, see, I'm listening to the old show, because I put this clip up. I had asked like, how did because I was like, how do they throw a sub at you and it not just fall in a million pieces? But when you answered that it was a tuna sub, that made all the sense because tuna, you pack it in there, everything's kind of sticks. It's kind of like mud. It just mudded everything up. So yeah, it didn't even have to be wrapped. Someone could have thrown a tuna.
No. There was no condiments on it. There was no. If I remember,
you mean it was just tuna fish?
It was tuna and cheese. That was it.
Oh, so it's bread. They put the cheese down and then the tuna on top. Yeah, so there's no lettuce to fly off or nothing. Yeah.
No. Okay. But this is crazy that I remember this. Like visually, I visually remember this because remember it was wrapped in the white paper, then the Subway paper, so it was like a double wrap. Right. And I only remember this because when I put it in the corner under the turnbuckle, like on the apron. I remember at one point when I had taken a bump or something, I was on the ground and I looked over, and it was because I don't know why I had this concern of because I was crawling over to it because I was going to take a bite because I was blown up.
Yeah.
I was crawling over and I was like, I thought to myself, oh, good, it's still like the way I put it was still kind of wrapped, so it was safe and secure from the the fan hands.
Right.
I remember that, and it's when I say visually, I could actually close my eyes and picture me crawling towards it and what it looked like, and me picking it up and taking a bite out of it in the turn. I was in the corner. I sat in the corner, and it kind of rejuvenated me to continue the match.
It's like,
so I remember that.
It's like smelling salts or like eating spinach.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I mean, that's a combination of two of your passions, pro wrestling and food. So no wonder it's like vivid in your mind, and it's like it was yesterday, and you could smell the smells and see the colors and whatever else you want to add to the description there. It makes perfect sense to me, at least.
Yeah, right. Perfect sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I know you were talking about Billy Fives and his.
Oh, here we go.
I see his post here. I'm looking at it now. He's got this weird look. He's not even looking at the camera.
Yeah,
he's one of those old guys that doesn't know where to look when he takes the picture.
Right, he doesn't know where the camera is on his phone. Right. He's like looking at the
selfie he takes. Yeah.
He's looking at the view screen instead of where the camera is.
And the selfie he takes, it's like half his forehead. Like he's got water on his shirt. He's got like a stain or something on his shirt. He's a fucking mess, this guy. But
that picture went up at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and he was already like,
right.
It's already implying he's sloppy already at like 2 in the afternoon, like holy amateur night. You know what I mean? Like
right.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Then to top it off, he texted me.
Oh, he did.
Minutes ago, right before we started.
Uh-huh.
And he said, sitting with a guy from Atlanta at La Tub, and he says, are up there, announced McDonough. Now, none of that makes sense, but I get what he was trying to say.
What was he trying to say?
But my town is called McDonough, but people who live here call it McDonough.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why they do, but they do.
It's Huckleberry shit, yeah.
Yeah, Huckleberries. But he texted me. It doesn't even make no damn sense.
Right.
So, let's switch gears really quick here because our boy,
which
one? Sean Prime,
also known as.
Did you see his post today?
Marco Salvino. As Sean Prime, his gimmick page?
Yeah.
Like thanking people for his birthday and trying to talk the angle.
He was invited. He was invited to the show and was confronted by the Boone King.
The Gator Boone.
The Gator Boone.
I don't know. You've butchered his name so many times. I can't remember the actual real name. But yeah.
He says he called me out and to my face, and to be honest, as much as I said I was looking to get involved in wrestling, wasn't ready to be called out. taking some time to ask myself what I really want to accomplish, and he'll be addressing Booner Gain, whatever his
Booner.
name is.
What the hell did you just say? You just totally like.
I said Booner Gain. I don't know why.
You just totally butchered his name.
Oh, Booner Gain here. Yeah, he's going to address their interactions and make a decision about his future in the ring.
Yeah, I saw that
Booner
post.
Gain.
It's like a bear shitting in the woods. Did it actually happen? Because
there's only 2 likes on it, and
right,
one is me.
Right. That's what
and the other is Rick Robinson.
Well,
I don't know.
I was gonna say when I saw it, there was only 1 like on it. So yeah, tree falling in the woods, or however you want to put it.
Booner Gain.
Booner Gain. It's Gator Boone, I think.
No.
Oh, you really? Yeah. Yeah. I don't. I'm still a little salty about him inviting me to go up for that whole thing, and then
right,
and then kind of like forgetting I exist and going up by himself. I would have been good for conversation when you have a 4-hour drive up and back. That's
right,
8 hours.
Right.
That's 8 hours of. I mean, maybe he wants to be alone with his thoughts. Maybe that's the only time he gets to be alone with his thoughts.
That is true. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I don't know. Plus, maybe he didn't.
Booner Gain is his new name. So.
Maybe he didn't want my advice for 8 hours on raising his kid and his marital fucking life.
and probably telling him to turn around 400 times on the drive.
Like, you don't want to do this. Let's just go home. Why are you wrestling again? What's the point? You're gonna just be disappointed, angry, and hate it. The people you hate most are gonna come out of the woodworks, and nobody you would actually want to interact with will show up. You're just. I mean, listen. I only speak the truth, but I'm gonna let him just arrive at those facts by himself at this point. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Speaking of wrestling.
Yeah.
I watched AEW last night.
Right.
And I'll tell you, like that women's match at the end for the belt in the cage was really good, except that they went all out, all the bells and whistles they had.
Right.
They had the cage, they had chairs, they had both of them got
thumbtacks.
Both of them got busted open. They had thumbtacks.
Right.
Now the problem was that they did all of those things with each other before, so none of it seemed special. And even though it was a good match and all those things are cool, I think they just kind of took away from themselves on the build to this. Like, the only thing they added was a cage, and everything else felt like we're doing a rerun here. I'm glad Thunder Rosa won. I think that was the right call, and that's what I thought.
Great move, right?
That's what I thought was going to happen. You had mentioned that it felt a little rushed at the end, like they're running out of time for TV.
Yeah, and because she powerbombed her in the thumbtack, and she like no-sold it. Yeah. Rolled out of the ring, grabbed a chair, like it was the weirdest. And then Jim Ross got cut off, like calling the end of the show.
Right,
so
when she was celebrating. Yeah, they ran out of time. I'll say this, man.
Yeah.
Thumbtacks are cool.
Right.
And the bleeding is cool. I think they do way too much hardcore stuff on a regular basis. It's kind of like the theory of way back in the day, ECW. It was cool when someone went through a table or got hit with a chair, but it's when they do it every week for every other match, the specialness of it goes away. The like importance of it, or whatever you want to, the consequence of, whatever word you want to use, the impact of it, the emotional, whatever, it becomes, less impactful. And it's a tool that should be used really sparingly. And I think as a promotion, they're having a hard time with that. They're going to it too much. And it kind of dilutes its effect. I think, what was my other thoughts on that? Oh, the thumbtacks, as cool as they are, I feel bad for the refs. Because those refs...
Well, did you see her arm? after
Aubrey. Yeah,
Aubrey.
yeah, she
Yeah,
had
she
tacks
posted
in
it.
her elbows, like her
Yeah, yeah.
elbow meat area. But like I saw her, like when she had to go count that 1, 2, 3. I saw her hesitate for the briefest moment on that first slap.
Right.
Then she like commits and she slaps that canvas for the first time, and I'm like, she definitely had some thumbtacks there. She kind of
Yeah.
like slid her hand a little to clear the area, which was smart, and then did the other two. But if she still had thumbtacks in her hand, whether she hit more or not, she was she had some in her hand that were getting hit again. I feel bad for them that they've got to like deal with that because that's not what they didn't necessarily sign up for a, thumbtack, to get thumbtacks in them. But
Yeah.
that was actually that was more what I was concentrating on than the wrestlers with the thumbtacks because they've both have gone in the thumbtacks like at least once each in AEW if my memory
Right.
serves.
Right. Now, obviously, the crowd was helped that pretty good.
I'll give them credit. They are so smart. I mean,
Right.
obviously it was her like hometown or quote adopted hometown that she won the belt in. But if they had that the week before, that crowd sucked. And then they came.
They were horrible. Fort Myers was the worst.
They sucked. And then they go, where was it, San Antonio? This week?
San Antonio, yeah.
That crowd was on fire and made every match on that card better.
Made it feel like it was important, it was special.
A big event. I mean, they made it like a big event because they were ending the show with a cage match. And they also kind of made it like a St. Patrick's Day kind of theme to it. But other than that, it was still a regular episode of TV. But it just had a completely different energy. Like, I would never go, whatever, Fort Myers, wherever it was, I would never run that fucking town again. Fuck them. They were terrible.
They were terrible.
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 And you can't say that all night that these fans were pumped just because Thunder Rosa was in the main event. It was just that they were just a better crowd.
Entire night.
Just a better crowd. Yeah. That had a little of last night had a little bit of the energy that I was talking about. When I went to the Georgia Dome, 40,000 people, to watch a Nitro where Goldberg won the belt. It had that's the kind of crowd that it was, or like you said, that Monday after Raw crowd, that they were just there for everything. And no matter what you presented them that night, they were going to be all in enthusiastic about it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, the crowd, I mean, I wonder too if like some of those matches, we're watching it on TV, the crowd's so into it, it makes the match better.
Oh, for sure.
But we may be looking past a shitty match because the crowd's so into it.
Yeah. Oh,
that
a good crowd response is like MSG. It's just a flavor enhancer. You know what I mean?
So, Right, MSG. It's pretty funny.
By the way, I did also make one other observation. Was that like I was hoping? Let's see. Last week when Jeff Hardy made his appearances, he hadn't painted his face for either of them, and I was hoping that we were going to get like early Hardy Boys pre-face paint. Jeff wearing the fishnet shirt, Matt wearing like the like kind of like Hot Topic pants with gazillion pockets on them, almost like a little bit like the Jinko style, but not quite as flared out at the bottom. But then Jeff came out this week with face paint on again, and I was like, holy shit, how many fucking people in this company paint their face? And then Thunder Rosa comes out.
Yeah, you said that, yeah.
And then Thunder Rosa comes out, full face paint, not even the half face paint that she normally does, so I'm just like, enough. You guys, it's overkill. Y'all got to chill out with the face paint.
Yeah. What was I going to say though? Now you made me forget. Oh, Jeff Hardy looks hurt, like he was limping. I thought.
I think he's just permanently grizzled. Just walks like like you. A little bit,
yeah, all right.
Like a rough hip, 2 bad knees, a sketchy ankle, maybe a lower back issue, and just when you come out, when they play your music, you come out, you ignore as much of that as possible. But then, when you get back to the back, you're a shambling mess. You're Mick Foley all over again. So
Yeah.
I mean, Matt for sure moves
Yeah.
moves like he's been through the ringer, even in the ring. But Jeff,
Right, and I thought Matt looked a little heavy, a little on the heavy side.
oh yeah,
too.
he's got a little belly welly going there for sure. But I mean, these guys are what, mid-40s, I think.
They got to be my age, I would imagine, right? Somewhere around my age, or older, or
Jeff's,
maybe a little older.
I think Matt's like 46, and Jeff's a couple of years younger. So, it's kind of a guess, but I think I'm right.
You're right. Oh, if you're not right, nobody's gonna know.
Well, I feel like I looked it up, but don't remember the number, so I'm just kind of guessing. But it's based off of something. So I don't know.
I want to talk about not to cut you off of wrestling talk.
No, please. I feel like we're overdoing it on the wrestling talk. So I'm glad that you're.
You think we are, huh?
Well, I mean, not everyone wants to hear full podcasts where we just talk about wrestling. So, mix it up a little bit. I'm okay with that.
I got a weird message just like a little bit ago, and I can't tell if this is a weird message on Instagram.
Oh, a weird
one. I think it's I can't decipher if this is scam, but I don't know what the scam would be or if it's real. So I'm going to read it to you, and you tell me what you think, okay?
Before you even read it, I will say that if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's probably a scam. So let's yeah.
So I get a message from this guy, Skylar Davis.
Mm-hmm.
He has 1,000 followers, 19 posts. So I look at his posts, and it's all food related, almost like he works for some company, right? And then there's a few pictures of him.
Right, but 19 posts to have 1,000 followers, that's
right.
already made.
So here's the message.
Yeah,
you ready?
Red flag.
The first line is this is gonna pop you, and you're gonna be like right away. Tell me it's a scam.
Right.
You ready?
Yeah.
He writes, "Hi, chef."
Chef.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is this to you or to our Breakfast Club account?
Me.
Oh, please.
Hi, chef.
I'm the better
My
cook.
name is Skylar, and I am a casting producer with Guy's Grocery Games on the Food Network. We're casting this season. I have heard of it. It's basically what was that old show where you went to the grocery store and you picked up the teams and they had to go to the grocery store and pick out like the food items?
I don't know.
You never saw that? Anyway, it says we're casting this season for a special home cook episode where we need 3 family-related home cooks. We're reaching out to food bloggers and home cooks to see if they might apply to you or if you would be able to help us out. So this guy is a casting producer with 1,000 followers. This is real, right?
I don't know. I mean, it's already less shady than a Pat Tanaka reach out. So maybe since he did hit you up,
he's not asking for money, is what you're saying?
Yeah, you don't have to pay him $250 to apply to be involved with this. So already it's a safer bet.
I think maybe you're right.
Yeah, how funny was it that you told that Pat Tanaka story and then in my feed up pops a picture of Bruce Owens posted of him and Pat Tanaka. I immediately sent
which
that
is
to
weird.
you.
Right.
Yeah, it's like the universe is listening.
I'm just wondering who worked who in that situation.
Oh, please. Yeah, that's a good question. Now that I think about it.
Like who got one over on who there?
Here's what I would say. In that kind of a situation, Pat Tanaka worked Bruce, got over on him, but then Bruce tells the story about how he worked Pat Tanaka.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is how it's gonna go. But yeah, this guy Skylar is there a way to verify?
Does he have a check mark?
Check mark. He's got 1,000 people followers.
I don't know how any of that works. I mean, our Breakfast Club Instagram has more followers.
It's real. I just looked him up.
Yeah, he's a real person. All right, so go fucking go be on TV this time. If they
Skylar Davis,
hopefully they don't
freelance screenwriter and producer, Vector USA.
hopefully they don't require you to be like vaccinated. Uh, you know.
I'm 0 for 1 in that category.
Yeah. You've booked and unbooked yourself once already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is an actual producer. Holy shit.
Well, there you go. So
Look at that.
go be on TV.
I know. I got to tell you, and this is going to be something that's probably going to. I'm going to put you in the category with Howard Brody today.
Oh,
I apologize ahead of time.
Well, if you've got to apologize, if it's something that requires apologizing, maybe you shouldn't do it and just avoid the apology.
No, I'm going to tell the story and I'm going to apologize.
All right.
So you said something to me. It may have been last week. I don't even know. And you said that I should. I think you made a comment that I should reach out to the Drew Barrymore show.
Yeah.
Something to that effect.
Yeah.
You said.
Yeah.
Howard calls me last night.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I said, hey, what's up, Howard? I was thinking. On the Drew Barrymore show, reach out to them. And I said, you're kidding. I said, you talk to Temples? Why did I talk to him? I go, you both said the same thing. Oh, it's got to be a sign. If we both said it, it's got to be a sign.
Yeah, I don't know. A sign of what?
It's a sign that 2 assholes told me to reach out to Drew Barrymore. That's what it's a sign.
2 out of 3 Jews recommend you call Drew Barrymore.
Right. So I don't know what that means. Do I reach out? I don't know.
Why wouldn't you just send an email? Like how difficult is that?
God, right.
This is how fucking fat and lazy you are. You can't even be bothered.
Do it. I wasn't fat and lazy. I said I'll do it.
No, yeah. You say you'll do a lot of things that you don't do. Let's just put it. Let's just put all the cards on the table. So this is just another thing. What'd you decide with your boys at Turbo? Are you gonna wrestle for them or what?
They reached out today.
Did you get your? I
thought the show was this week. It's not.
Oh, well then you have plenty of time to get your whatever your what do they call that? Don't you need a license, right?
License,
yeah.
Right. But I did figure out something else too. If I got ideas. If I don't get my license in time, we can still do an angle without me actually getting involved. So I got ideas, but
here we go.
Look, I really don't want to do this. I'll be honest with you. I don't think I want to wrestle
ever again.
Why do I want to?
I don't know. I thought that was how you felt 6 months ago before you got in a ring with Billy Fives.
Yeah, well, it was Billy. I figured,
And you kind of after working Billy, you kind of sounded like you wanted to do more. But here we are. Back to...
No, I don't want to.
Back to fat and lazy.
Yeah, I don't want... And I work out every day now. I'm walking. I'm burning calories left and right.
Every day. Yeah, sure you are.
Working out every day.
Sure you are.
I don't want to get into a wrestling ring. I don't want to take bumps. I don't want to travel. I don't want to do any of that. None of it.
Well, yeah, all that is required to be a wrestler. So probably means you're retired.
This is probably I probably should put the boots somewhere where I never find them again because I don't think I want to do it. And if I go and if I do it but don't want to do it, nothing ever good comes out of that. What good can come out of that?
I mean, might amuse me.
Oh, not one thing.
Might amuse me.
Hurt, I could,
It was pretty funny to watch you huffing and puffing in that ring last time, so.
Yeah.
If I could maybe you should go talk some sense into my neighbor over here. This fucking Sean Prime, Marco Salvino guy.
No, let him fill on his own. I mean, him and what I call him, Booner Gator. Booner Gator can, they can get in the ring and have an absolute shit show of a match, and yeah,
It'll be even
yeah,
more rewarding when he's ultimately disappointed by his in-ring experience and then has to suffer a 4-hour drive home instead of like,
right.
that's like salt in the wound, as opposed to like, it'd be him doing a local show, and
Yeah, I don't feel like I could give sense to that. I don't. I like. Here's my thing: is I know that I'll be like, oh, okay, and then Friday will come, and I'll be like, yeah, I don't want to drive 3 hours each way, and I'll call Powers and make up a lie that like, I got diarrhea or something, or I don't know, and then like. I'd rather just tell them up front, like, "Hey guys, I really don't want to wrestle anymore," than lead them on. I mean, I just, I don't know. I just don't want to do it.
and those are the only guys you would be that nice to.
I mean, I would actually at least make up an excuse and lie to them. To
Right.
everybody else, I would just not even call or show up. So I just don't think I want to do it. I know that probably is not what everybody wants to hear. The anticipated return of me to the ring. I'm sure everybody couldn't wait.
Well, it saves me having to go visit you and and road trip to a show.
This is true.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't want to take up a spot for that maybe a young guy can have. Like, what do you need me in there for? I'm
Oh,
fucking
like
old and
all of a sudden you care about the next generation.
yeah, I am one for the next generation of wrestlers, and
Sure.
I just don't think I could give 110%.
I don't think
I just don't think
I
so.
don't think you even have 25% in you.
I don't think I have 1%.
You're it's all chocolate and
Right. Now, I will say
Yeah.
that if a European tour happens to pop up, that's a different story.
Oh,
I'm trying to wrestle over
you would wrestle
there
in Europe is what you're saying. If
in
you
the
could get
UK.
booked.
Yeah.
It's harder to get booked in Europe when you're not actively wrestling and they can't see anything you've done since
Dude,
like since
no,
like
we lie to them. They don't know.
since like the 2010s.
No. That's why you send videos and you don't tell them what it's from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Anybody out there that has a connection overseas, I'll work.
You well, I mean, I think the only way it's going to work is if you're going to Europe already. And you look and you see who's running shows while you're in Europe or England specifically, because I don't know how much wrestling elsewhere you're going to tour and do. But let's say you're in England or the UK to broaden it out a little more, and you're looking at the promotions and when they run and see what overlaps with your time there. You could message them and say, "Look, I'm a wrestler from the States. I'm going to be in your country on these dates. I see you have a show running.
Right.
I have 275,000 followers on TikTok. A lot of them are British and UK people because I like to eat their food, et cetera, et cetera. If there's a spot that you could see me being on your card, let me know." Something like that.
Yeah. Right.
I think
Right.
that's the only way.
I
Nobody's
just don't think.
nobody's picking up the phone and saying we got to fly you here and have you wrestle for us. It's just not happening. It's just not happening.
Yeah. I am. May see my TikToks and be like, "This guy's a worker." They may not know. Um, no, maybe they think like, "Oh, this guy's a draw." Like, he's a draw. He's a solid fucking draw. Not knowing that I haven't really wrestled old decrepit Billy Fives in October.
In a sweaty little warehouse in front of 50 people.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying like
But I don't think I want to wrestle. Like, I don't want to do a whole thing for here in the States. Like, it just doesn't. What do I get out of that? What do I?
I don't know. I mean like I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if you like would just go to have fun, Like, you know, don't take the wrestling
I
seriously.
don't like them that much.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. If you don't,
Right.
if they're not really your friends, and even though that
They are my friends. It doesn't mean I want to go hang out with them.
well, there's
6-hour round trip.
but they want you to come. They want you to be on the show. I think that's a compliment. I think that's respect and a compliment. And I feel like to a certain extent you're giving them the old cheeky spit in the eye here. You're a two, you know.
No, I am.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess you and these kids have different ideas of friendship. That's all. And what a friend would do for another friend, who's asking you to be on their wrestling card, and wants to work with you.
Nobody wants to see. I know what they want. They want my TikTok clout. They think I don't know their game. I know their game.
I mean,
I know their game.
All right.
You know, TK edited another video for me today because he's like, "Yo, you're posted on TikTok." I was like, "Yeah, but I'm not tagging Pro Wrestling Turbo. Nobody knows who you are." Like,
why wouldn't you? What's the?
They don't even have a. They don't have a TikTok. That's why.
Well, that makes a lot more sense than what you were saying.
It was there. I was like, "What? Nobody's gonna go research it." Like,
yeah,
you know, open a TikTok.
Well,
get with the fucking times.
It wouldn't hurt anyone for you to just say it to make him happy. That's all. I don't know.
But now the only other thing I want to discuss.
Okay, well, let's have it. Let's hear it.
So we talked about eating hack donuts. What was it, 2 podcasts ago?
Yeah, about you sneaking half a donut, right. And then
the
whole meeting, everyone else was in an uproar over it, right?
Over this donut, right? And then somebody ate. You know, I know who it was. Ate that other half of the donut. Who tried to be slick.
Right.
So a couple people reached out this week.
But let me better summarize it for anyone that didn't hear that one.
Okay.
You were at a meeting for work.
Right.
There were donuts. You only wanted to eat half of a donut for some fucked up reason, even though we all know that you're a pig and you really want to eat the whole thing, but you thought you thought pizza was coming and you wanted 5.
It was.
You wanted to make sure you had room for 5 slices instead of 4. So you ate half a blueberry donut.
Yes.
And then someone noticed half of a blueberry donut left in the donut box, and a big deal was made about it. They called Quincy and Colombo. They called CSI. They called NCIS.
Right.
Everyone was standing around the donut box wondering who done it. You fessed up to it. In the midst of this investigation, someone else snuck and ate the other half of the donut. And then you became the detective trying to figure out who did it.
It was like,
what hypocrite that threw the stones was as guilty themselves. Right. So that was the whole story. So now.
Right.
Please go ahead.
I get reached out. Couple people listen to the podcast.
Yep.
And I got to tell you.
Yep.
We're on my side. They're like, I don't understand what the problem was of you eating half the donut. I'm like, thank you. Right? So it's not just me that would have eaten half the donut. These people also said they would have done the same thing if they didn't want a whole donut. And they would assume that somebody would have eaten the other half sometime that day. So it's not odd that I ate half the donut. I don't want to be like some sort of like outcast or like, you know, freak show because I ate half a donut. It's a normal thing apparently.
I feel like it's okay for you to eat half a donut as long as you take a whole donut. You know what I mean? Don't leave half a donut in there. Like, and I can imagine that you were some savage that it looked like you had bitten off half a donut. You didn't like cut it with a knife. It was probably people were probably just worried that your gorilla paws were on both halves of the donut, and then you left half in there.
I do think that because I had to explain to them that no, I said I didn't touch the other half. The half that I took, I used as like I kind of bent it, and my half was kind of a little indented.
No, I understand because it's a glazed cake donut, so you can lift, you can grab one half and push the other half down onto the box, and just break yourself.
Touched the other half.
I understand, but I also would see it and be like I'm not eating that. I don't know if someone touched it, like, you know. So I feel like there's nothing wrong with eating half a donut. It's the taking half a donut. You should have just taken the full donut, eaten half, kayfabe the other half somewhere, either thrown it out or kept it with you for later. That's what I think. That's it was just weird to leave half a donut.
Okay. I'm just saying there's been an overwhelming response that agrees with me.
Of course.
Two people. Two people.
What a shocker.
But,
your followers message and tell you they get that they take your side. I'm shocked. I am so surprised.
I mean, look, I'm just saying I was in the wrong. I think next meeting, I'm when it's my turn to talk, I think that I'm going to start the meeting off with that. I think I'm going to start the meeting off with that. Hey, I took a poll. I took half a donut. Let's get over this. Let's move past this.
No.
And you know what I'm going to do to start the meeting? I'm going to take half a donut.
No.
I'm going to do it.
What the best rib would be if you got the donuts for the meeting and had them pre-slice them all in half.
Oh my God. That would be classic. Or it was only half. I take them out and I only have one box of only just half. Like it's not like the other half is missing from each donut.
Yes, even better. Even better.
Yes. They just get an entire box of halves.
Or you bring 2 boxes and you've split them into 2 boxes. Like half of each donut's in one box, half is in the other.
And I don't say anything. I just put them down, I keep them closed, and I start the meeting. And when the first guy goes over to the box and see, because I can tell you, I know the guy that's going to go to the box first is the guy that confronted everybody about the donut,
right?
The half donut. He's 6 foot. He's 6'6". He's like 380 pounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's that guy.
Yeah. I mean,
he's going to be the guy.
You need to show up with all the donuts cut in half, whether you remove half of them or not. I think even if you just came and they're all like halved, I think you would like win the day. You'd be the king of the fucking meeting. You'd get
that would be the best rib ever.
It would be a tremendous pop. It would be a great rib. All the fucking sayings. I think that you need to do that.
Right. And it's gonna happen. Don't worry. You don't worry. It's happening.
Yeah.
So
I'm just picturing now that you in the Dunkin' Donuts, like let's say it's Dunkin' Donuts, you've gotten like a box, like a dozen or 2 dozen donuts. And then people are like looking at you over on the side because you didn't leave the Dunkin'. What you've done is you're over on one of the tables with a fork and knife, one of those plastic forks and knives, cutting all the donuts in half,
splitting it up.
Yeah.
With 2 boxes, yeah. Everybody's looking at me like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?" Oh, right.
Oh, that's what you do. Okay. Even better.
Right.
You order 2 dozen donuts, right?
Okay.
So it's 2 boxes, a dozen in each. You tell them, I want 24 donuts. I want every single donut to be different. So there's no duplicates, okay? Then you cut them all in half and you shuffle them up. So when you go and look, it's like half a blueberry paired with, half a glazed. And half an apple fritter paired with it, so that like it's a full box of, technically, the box is full. You didn't get rid of any donuts, but there's only halves, and it's it's like it's like 24.
But they're all different halves.
There are 24 halves in each box. Yes,
right.
That's what you got to do. There you go.
I like this idea.
Yeah,
I think this is going to happen.
Now I warn you. This involves a little bit of work. It's not.
I think this is well worth it.
I know you. And you're like, I don't want to keep hammering you on this, but you're lazy sack. You can be a lazy sack of shit sometimes. A good rib is worth a little bit of hard work, is all I'm saying. So I really hope you. I really hope you commit to this.
Yeah. No, I will be committing to this. It will happen. So. I'm committing to this rib. It's going to get them. It's going to get them all. They're going to be like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. And I should set up I should do like a whole video thing on it and set up a camera.
You should like film. This would be a good like 3-minute video of you explaining that what you're going to do, show you ordering the donuts, show you cutting the donuts, show the donuts in the boxes, then set it up in the room and catch everyone's reactions. Yeah, it'd be a great thing.
This is good.
Again,
this is good. I got this.
Again, definitely implying work. I'm not sure you're up for it, but I'm going to cross my fingers.
You know, I had this thought today. I was driving in hour and a half drive home, complete silence.
Good.
Contemplating life.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't good. And I was thinking to myself, I need like to hire a full-time cameraman, like that just travels around with me all day, no matter where I go, and they just film me. Or when I have TikTok ideas, I go, hey, take the camera out. You gotta film me. Let's go.
Does this include while you're at work?
The whole I just need somebody to follow me around like 24/7. Except when I sleep, they just need to be outside the room. Like they can be in the other room, and then if I wake up and I have a thought, I call them. I ring a bell or something, and they come in, and I'm like, get the camera. I go, I got an idea. We gotta go. We gotta film.
What's this pay?
Get to live at my house for free and maybe get some meals when I decide to cook.
That's it.
That's it. There's no pay involved.
Well,
it's an intern. It's an intern role, actually. It's a.
I'll tell you this. You're not going to get anyone worth a damn if you're not paying. So.
You don't think?
I know. I don't have to think.
I bet I could call TK Stark and he would do it.
I think TK does well enough. I think TK has like a normal job. He does well enough. Let's put it this way. He does well enough that he can afford to put on wrestling shows. We know those aren't successful and profitable.
Yeah, right.
So if he can afford to constantly burn money, which he's done for a couple of years now, I feel like his shoot job is good enough where he's not going to give it up to intern with you.
It's a pretty good gig.
It's not. It really isn't.
A bad gig.
It's not. Especially if you're on call 24/7. Nah, that ain't gonna fly.
Can't sleep. Got to be ready. When I call you into action, you got to be ready.
I mean, if it was a salaried position, and yet you're on call all the time, that might be fair. But
I can't afford that.
Well,
not yet, at least.
Listen,
let me make it famous. That's why it's okay. Here, it's an internship with no pay, with the possibility that if I make it, it can turn into a salary.
No one likes these spec jobs. Nobody likes these spec jobs.
Somebody maybe trying to get a portfolio together, No? This idea's not working.
No, you got to pay. You got to pay people. It's 2022. You got to pay people for their work.
I can't do that.
Yeah, well, that's what happens.
I got nothing. I got nothing else left of this podcast.
That's what happens when you don't go on the Drew Barrymore show. Then all of a sudden you don't blow up, and then you can't afford to pay people for the things you want to do. And then what happens is you don't do them. So I think it's the lesson that keeps on teaching here. I think. Yeah.
Well, I got nothing else. The only update I did have was that Nick the Dick has a job interview tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he could have his first job.
Jesus.
We'll see.
Where is this at? Where is this at?
You ever heard of the store called Zoomies?
Zoomies.
They sell kind of maybe like a skate surf shop kind of thing.
No. I know that's a condition dogs have when they run around the house uncontrollably. They call it the Zoomies.
They call it the Zoomies. No, this is they sell kind of like a skate clothing, like sneakers clothing, usually in a mall setting. So they're opening a new one. So right here. So he's
Well, fingers crossed. Did you tell him that?
Fingers crossed for me.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how long he'll have the job because he doesn't listen. He talks back and he doesn't respect anybody.
Right. He's fucking lazy.
Right. So. So best of luck.
This is true.
And and for sure, no Coach Slambino this summer.
No, I can't get anybody. Nobody wants to do it.
Is that because they don't want to they don't want you as their coach?
No, they all want to work. They're playing in some church league.
Oh, that's
everyone.
Well,
they're playing too.
Well, that's more rewarding, I'm sure. Listen. Will you still buy the coach outfit and start doing some TikToks as Coach?
I think I need to. I think it needs to happen.
So, how long do we give you before I start beating you up for not having done it yet?
They gotta give me some time.
How? What do you mean some time? You work, you work in the sports equipment industry. You can't tell me you can't get a hold of most of that stuff tomorrow.
No, I mean I probably could.
So let's get on it. Come on. I want you
not
looking.
tomorrow.
I want you looking like John Goodman in Revenge of the Nerds.
No.
He was.
Not tomorrow.
Remember, he was the football coach. So,
who?
John Goodman.
Oh yeah.
So, all right. Here's what I'm picturing: the red bike shorts, one of those white shirts with the red collar. I need a red cap. Generic red cap. I need you to have a whistle with a red lanyard. You could swap out if you want. You could swap out a baseball cap or a ball cap for a visor.
Right.
I think that's acceptable. We need the knee-high socks with white with red stripes. I think red and white's the color scheme to go with, right?
I gotta tuck it in.
The shirt into the pants. That's the whole gimmick.
Yeah.
We gotta have the belly hanging over. That's every high school coach when we were going to school.
I can do this. I get this done.
This is money, dude. This will be. Listen, we talked. Gary Vee said you need to do 4 TikToks a day to get over, to really blow up your account. You're not doing that.
He did.
So if you did, here's we go. You did 1 food tasting one. You did 1 bathroom dancing one. Those are ones you already do. You do 1 Coach Slambino one where you blow the whistle. You say some meathead fucking advice that's like has generic sports like cliches in it. 110%. Blah blah blah. And then just 1 more. You just need 1 more. And then you would have your 4 TikToks a day.
10%, he says. 110%.
It is what it is. All those cliches.
All right, we'll see what I can do.
Come on. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, all these podcasts don't all have to be winners. I think I'm pretty much done with you. Plus, your dog is fucking ruining everything.
It just came in here,
barking. So, all right. Well, this is good. This will tide me over till our Monday podcast.
All right.
And get on that Coach Lambino
That's all I
thing.
got.
If anyone listening wants to pressure him into doing it, please feel free to hit him up on all of his social medias and tell him we need meathead words of wisdom from Coach Lambino.
Meathead words of wisdom. Oh, goodbye.
All right, fatty. I'll talk to you later.